Okay, when your mother was about uh, 5 or 6 years old, and Allie was year 2 years younger, and Kathy was 2 years younger than that, and we started down the grapevine, and I geared it down, and I the auxiliary trend, we had a 4 speed and a 3 speed and a 2 speed rear end. Anyway, the the 3 speed, if you shifted it too fast, it would stick between gears and be in neutral. And so I thought, well, I tried to shift it down fast, and it got us jammed in neutral, and so no problem, just put the brakes on and pull over and get underneath and pull 2 cotter pins and the pins out and get the thing lined up again and put the pins back in. And when I pushed on the brake pretty hard, all of a sudden a pop, and blew a wheel cylinder out of the front, and the hydraulic. And so then away we went down the grapevine with no brakes, no gears, and this was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and they had a speed limit of 20 miles an hour for trucks. And so I got out in the fast lane where the trucks weren't allowed to be, and the only thing I could do was keep my foot on the dimmer switch and flash my lights up and down. And we were about 5 or 6 miles down, and when I got down about 2 miles from the bottom, here was a car in the middle lane, and I was coming up fast and flashing my lights up and down, and there was 2 or 3 people in the back seat turning around looking back, and I had no choice but to run over them, hit them, and they pulled over just in time, and I whizzed by, and then down near the bottom there's a couple of curves, gradual curves, but by then the speedometer on the truck went up to 80 miles an hour, and it was already climbing past 80, and then there's a blank area, and then it started up 15, 20 or so, and my biggest fear was that a tire would blow out, and going that fast, and you'd lose control. But it didn't happen, but the truck started shaking, trembling, all, and but I did, when you turn the corners, we had metal plates right above the tires, because back then we hand loaded the trucks, and the closer you kept the bed to the tires, the easier it was to load a truck, because you didn't have to lift it too high. And when you go around the curve, the the load would lean over, and the tire would rub that metal plate, and a big cloud of rubber smoke would come up.
Hurry and get to the funny part.
And well, I told it in church, like.
But he hasn't heard it.
like the queen bee was talking to the other bees and telling them to hang on to your sister and get upstairs away from the entrance of the hive, because the wind is getting very strong and it'll suck you out, and hang on. And I can tell we're going downhill because it's getting warmer and warmer, because it's always 20 degrees warmer down at the bottom of the grapevine than on top. And so
this is the queen bee talking.
So we coasted pretty near to Bakersfield and went by the highway patrol station about 100 miles an hour, and but they apparently didn't see us or send anyone out, and so I coasted down near Bakersfield and was able to get it stopped eventually, and then I turned off, and there was a little airstrip there, in a place where we could unload the bees, and there was alfalfa fields, and when they're in bloom, you can smell the nectar. And Queen said, now we're stopped, and I can smell the nectar. So the pollen gathers, you go out, and the honey gathers, you go out, and we sure hope that next time someone moves us that they'll have a different driver.